everyone. My name is Dinman Perez and my topic is counterintelligence. Number 1 is denial measures. Secrecy discipline. This is the process of observing the policy rules and regulation concerning secrecy discipline, especially by the human resources, and which is considered as the weakest link in the field of counterintelligence. And the second is document security. This is the protection of the classified information or material from unauthorized disclosures to individual per month's group of persons who do not have the need to know or without the proper security clearance. And the third is camouflage and conceal. Is a method of holding people of things by disguising them or covering them so as to look like the surrounding, while concealment is hiding or keeping things in secret. Yung denial measures daw po, ito po yung paraan ng pagtatago o pagprotekta ng mga impormasyon. For example po, mahigpit na seguridad para po sa mga documents, paggamit po ng code o encryption, tapos pagbabawal po sa mga hindi otorisadong mga tao, tapos pagtuturo po sa mga tauhan. Number 2 is detection measures. Personal security investigation. This is made possible prior to the issuance of security clearance to organic personnel of the AFP, PNP, and LEA, which thus granting the personnel named therein to have access with classified documents, information, or materials. And document security. This is a type of detection measures that deal with the protection of classified information or material from the wrong hand as byproducts of espionage, infiltration, subversion, and defection of misguided elements. Yung detection measures daw po, ito daw po yung paraan ng pag-alam kung sino o saan nagmula yung banta, o tumutulong ito upang maagang matukoy ang mga espiya o mapanlinlang na gawain. Mahalaga ito sa seguridad dahil dito nalalaman kung may taong lumalabag o nagtatangkang kumuha ng sensitibong impormasyon. Sa madaling sabi daw po, yung detection measures ay mga paraan upang matuklasan at makilala ang mga espiya, banta o mapanlinlang na gawain bago pa sila mapinsala sa operasyon ng counterintelligence. Number 3 is deception measures. Used to dodge and get out of the way or a trick. This is a specific type of deception measures to prevent the adversaries in counterintelligence profession of detecting the presence of the operatives within a given area of operations and intelligence interests. Yung deception measures daw po, ito po yung strategy ng panlilinglang na ginagamit ng mga agency ng counterintelligence para ipaniwala sa kalaban ang maling impormasyon sa ganitong paraan. Napoprotektahan nila ang mga tunay na operation, plano at lihim ng kanilang bansa laban sa espiya o kaaway. For example po, isang agency ng gobyerno ang maaaring magpakalat ng huwad na document o maling informasyon para isipin ng kalaban na iyon ang tunay na plano na samantalang ibang operation pala ang isinasagawa. Next is commandments in counterintelligence. Number 1, be offensive. Counterintelligence that is passive and defensive will fail. There is no need to hunker down in a defensive mode and wait for things to happen and to spend too much money on fences, safes, alarms, and other purely defensive measures to protect the secrets. It is not these counterintelligence activities that have hurt government, military, and police in recent years. It is the surreptitious espionage activities that have hurt us. The counterintelligence mindset used should be relentlessly offensive. There is a need for it to go after the counterintelligence adversaries. Kailangan daw po maging lagi ka daw manguna. Wag ka daw po maghintay na kalaban ng unang kikilos. Dapat ikaw po ang maunang kikilos. Number 2, honor and profession. Many of the best people in the intelligence community avoid becoming counterintelligence specialists because the profession is not prestigious and it has a bad reputation. It is not a fast track and it will not lead to promotions or good assignments. There are so many disasterful legacies that for years discredited the counterintelligence profession, and what practitioners did more than anything else was to reverse the trend and to rehabilitate counterintelligence as a respected professional discipline in the field of law enforcement and military professions. Nevertheless, the battle is not completely won. There are still many things to do to get counterintelligence people promoted, recognized, and respected, so that the best young intelligence agents will be attracted to join into what is known as a noble profession and where the need is so great. Honor profession, igalang daw po yung mga profesyon. Panatilihin ang dangal na integridad at pagiging tapat bilang tagapagtaguyod ng security. Mahalaga daw po ang tiwala sa sambayanan, nakakasalaysay sa professionalismo ng mga nasa counterintelligence. Number 3 is on the street. This is so fundamental in counterintelligence but is probably the least followed of the commandments. Any counterintelligence program worthy of the name has to be able to engage the opposition on the street, the field of play for espionage, and when they go to the street they have the best service there. Then if they are beaten on the street, it is worse than not having been there at all. Opposition intelligence agents have to be watched. Non-meetings areas have to be observed, and when operations go down and often on short notice, under undetectable surveillance has to cover it, identity the participants, and obtain evidence. Yung 3 daw po yung on the street, dapat po alam mo yung lugar, tao at galaw sa paligid mo. Mahalaga daw po ang pagkakaroon ng malalim na kaalaman sa lugar para po alam nyo po yung gagawin yung operation nyo. Number 4 is know the history. Counterintelligence is a difficult and dangerous discipline. Many good, well-meaning counterintelligence people have gone wrong and made horrendous mistakes. Their failures in most cases are well documented, but the lessons will be lost if the intelligence agent will not read the counterintelligence literature. It is an indispensable part of the formation of any counterintelligence agent, and certainly a professional obligation to study the counterintelligence failures of the past, to reflect on them, and to make sure they are not repeated. Kailangan po pag-aralan niyo po yung kasaysayan. Ito po ay tumutulong para mapaganda laban sa parehong taktika ng mga kalaban. And number 5, do not ignore analysis. Moreover, its effort had scored little success. A lot of counterintelligence programs in the past tried to make operators double as their analysis. As a result, counterintelligence analysis historically has been the weakest part of the business in the playing field of counterintelligence profession. Professional counterintelligence analysts have been undervalued and underappreciated. Many parts of the counterintelligence community have got the message and have incorporated trained analysis using into their operations, but others have not. Across the board, it is still serious shortfalls in good solid counterintelligence analysis. Wag daw po baliwalayin yung pagsusuri. Tamang pagsusuri daw po ay ito po yung susi para maiwasan ng maling desisyon at pagkakamali. Number 6, do not be partial. Probably more harm has been done to counterintelligence over the years by interagency sniffing and obstruction done by the enemies. If the law enforcement and intelligence agencies are not coordinating with each other and both had brought discredit to the military intelligence service, it is no wonder that counterintelligence was shameless and that some incredibly damaging spies when uncovered for so long. Wag daw po maging maitid ang isip. Mahalaga daw po ang pagkakaroon ng bukas at pananaw na nagpapalakas ng coordination at tamang pagdedesisyon. Number 7, train the people. Counterintelligence is a distinct discipline and an acquired skill. It is not automatically infused when the counterintelligence agents get the wings as case officers. It is not just a matter of applying the logic and common sense to operations, but a highly specialized way of seeing things and analyzing them. Counterintelligence has to be learned by training and experience. Counterintelligence is a conglomerate of several disciplines and skill. A typical operation, for example, might include analyst, surveillance, specialist, case officer, technical experts, and deep penetration activities specialists. Each area requires its own specialized training curriculum. It takes long time to develop counterintelligence specialists, and that means sustained investment in counterintelligence training. Mahalaga to po mahusay pagsasanay binibigay sa mga tao para po pag lumaban po sila ay meron po tayong laban. Number 8, do not be show-aside. There are people in the intelligence business who do not particular like counterintelligence agents. Counterintelligence agents have a mixed reputation, and the problems are everywhere. They can be overzealous. The intelligence agents can get in the way of operations and can cause headache. They are the original black hatters. Whenever necessary, a counterintelligence service has to impose itself on the organizations and group it is assigned to protect a counterintelligence professional who is locked out or invited in only when number 46 convenient to the host cannot do his job. Ibig sabihin daw po nito, wag daw po hayaang maitaboy o maisantabi ang counterintelligence agent sa kanilang tungkulin. May mga tao o grupo sa loob ng organization na maaaring hindi gusto o nagtitiwala sa mga counterintelligence agents. Ngunit mahalaga na patuloy silang gumanap sa kanilang trabaho, lalo na sa pagprotekta laban sa mga banta o paninintik. Dapat nilang ipaglaban ang kanilang tungkulin at siguraduhin hindi sila mawawalan ng access o information sa information na kailangan para magampanan ng maayos ang kanilang mission o trabaho. Number 9, do not stay too long. Counterintelligence is a hazardous profession. There should be warning on the walls. It is not believed that anyone should make an uninterrupted career of counterintelligence. All who works in the counterintelligence have seen it. It is hard to immerse oneself daily in the arcane and twisted world of counterintelligence without falling prey eventually to creeping paranoia, distortion, warping, and overzealousness in one thinking is precisely these traits that led to some of the worst counterintelligence disasters in history, and the dangerous inroads are always there. Pinapayo po dito na huwag masyadong magtagal sa counterintelligence assignment. Larangan na ito ay delikado, nakaka-stress dahil palagi kang nakikisalamuha sa kasinungalingan, paniniktik at mga lihim kapag matagal kang nakababad dito. Maaaring maapektuhan ang iyong pag-iisip, maging sobrang mapaghinala o paranoid. Kaya mahalaga na ang mga agents ay nag-rotate o lumilipat ng assignment paminsan-minsan para magkaroon ng fresh thinking at malino na pananaw. And number 10, never give up. The 10th commandment is the most important. The name of the game in counterintelligence is persistence. Counterintelligence agents who are not patient need to apply. There is no statute of limitations for espionage, and there is no need to create one by the inaction traitors should know that they will never be safe and will never have a peaceful night's sleep. If the objectives are to keep counterintelligence investigation alive and sustained, the next defector, the next penetration, the next tip, the next surveillance, or the next clue will break for it. If there will ever be a mascot for counterintelligence operation, it should be the pit bull, always watching and barking with adversaries in counterintelligence. Ito daw po yung pinakahuling utos, ngunit malaga. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay hindi dapat sumuko ang isang counterintelligence agent sa gitna ng laban. Trabaho po nila ay mahirap at nangailangan ng matinding tiyaga, pasensya at determinasyon. Ang mga tik-tik o traidor ay hindi dapat makaramdam ng kapanatagan dahil palaging may mata na nagbabantay sa kanila. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat po sa pakikinig.